Just right here. This is my response to the Journey into Manhood segment that aired on NBC News in early November. I attended Journey into Manhood, and this is my response to the comments of Dr. Drescher in the NBC News segment and people who hold similar opinions. Dr. Drescher said, "The American Psychiatric Association position since 1973, almost 40 years now, is that homosexuality is not a mental disorder. It is not something that requires psychological treatment. Perhaps psychological treatment is not required for individuals who embrace a homosexual lifestyle. But many individuals who experience these feelings sincerely do not want to have these feelings. Not because of social pressure, but because homosexuality is not in harmony with other deeply rooted desires and personal dreams that they have. That homosexuality may not be a mental disorder for those who embrace it is no reason to ignore and disrespect the will of those individuals who of their own free will desire to develop heterosexual feelings of attractions. Many people report that they feel depressed, suicidal, anxious, and hopeless. Those are not uncommon responses. Many people? Who are these many people? In what study? No one ever came to me or to the many people that I know who attended GIM, Journey into Manhood, people who till this day consider it one of the greatest, most meaningful experiences of their lives." The narrator on this section of the segment stated, "Doctors like Jack Drescher say change therapy is not legitimate from a clinical standpoint and warn it can be harmful. You know what? For me, and for anyone like me, it's worth it. Tell me it's dangerous and I'll still run to any program like this, anyway. Just as I jumped on such an opportunity to join the program over a year ago. You politically motivated deniers of reality, of my own personal knowledge of what goes on in my head and in my heart and in my body. Those psychologists who do submit to the APA will only continue to disrespect and discriminate against me and other people like me, by refusing to offer us any therapy as to how we can live our lives the way we want to live them, requiring us to either engage in anal sex with men or else go without professional therapy altogether. You basically accuse ex-gay programs as being dangerous. How about forcing individuals such as myself to live in denial of our deeply seated principles and aspirations by trying to force us into the gay lifestyle? And despite that the gay lifestyle is unacceptable to us, you refuse to provide us any other methods of therapy. It's either be gay or go without therapy. This kind of therapy is not only potentially dangerous, but extremely irresponsible. By the way, Journey into Manhood does not teach that it's their way or the highway. They and many organizations like them make it abundantly clear to their participants that for people who are happy being gay or who do not want to change their sexuality, that there are gay affirmative therapies available. They also make it clear that each participant in the program must be there as a result of his own personal choice and not because he was pressured or coerced. Indeed, if an individual really doesn't want to change, or isn't sure if he wants to change his sexuality, or only wants to change it because of some sort of pressure, then such a program could very likely make him feel sad and depressed. But these programs are clear that they are not intended for such people. If such persons as these attend these programs, any depression or duress that results is his own liability, not the program's liability. So you want to deny the scientific reality that these programs work? You want to ignore my own first-hand knowledge as to how my sexual feelings have changed long-term? Fine. But that means it's time liberal, objective scientists start researching into how one can change his sexual orientation if that's what the individual wants. Just as they research into how a biological male can have a sex change despite all the psychological and physiological risks involved. Interesting, when it's politically correct, it doesn't matter that it's dangerous. It's time for the APA to get consistent. That is, if they really are into honest science and respecting individuality more than they are into allowing political propaganda and personal beliefs and feelings influence their research. And stop ignoring the reality that people like me exist, and people exist who want to change, who haven't yet experienced change, oh, you so respectful and open-minded individuals. Instead of just belittling them, how about offering a less dangerous method so that they can live their lives the way they want, instead of trying to force them to live their lives the way that you want? Aren't you against enforcing one's beliefs on others? If the APA really cared about people like me, then instead of biasly bashing the sole organizations that offer hope to people as myself, the APA would at least research into less dangerous ways, according to their opinion, of how individuals such as myself can live their lives the way that they want, with a wife and children.